Well,
Today's Friday.
today's Friday. And you know what? I just was watching that Nat Geo documentary on marijuana, hemp. Did anybody see it out there? Well, I saw it and I just thought it was ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. And the reason why it's so damn ridiculous is because that's what you saw on the documentary. Told you how ridiculous it really is. And so what we need to do is we should start smoking pine trees, because I live in like sub-pine country, and I'm feeling like I should go out and just start ripping the bark off the trees and smoking them. And, have the little people come down here and go, "What are you smoking?" Say, "Well, I'm smoking pine trees." Pine trees, and I'm smoking the old growth forest. That's where I'm going to head. That's where we'll all head down to the old growth forest and start peeling the bark off the goddamn trees. And we'll go, "Oh, you can't do that. Why? Why shouldn't we be able to smoke the trees in the public forest, for crying out loud?" Well, that's just one idea. I don't know. But, if you got to smoke pine needles off the trees. Then they'll ask you what you're smoking there. And maybe there'll be a little bit of dirt poop in there. Because the deers live there, the elk, and the fish. They go through the little streams. And, maybe the fish should start smoking algae in their own rivers. Do you think that, if they could get arrested? Arrest the fish and the trout, arrest the, it's ridiculous. You get a little elk poop inside the dirt, and then the hemp grows. Can you imagine that? That elk is involved with growing hemp because of the process. It's called biodegradable poop from animals that go in the dirt, and then the hemp grows in the seeds. It's ridiculous. Now, I just heard a really neat thing about sativa. Oh, look at this. I'm just looking. Wow. Oh, zombie brains need a lot of that sativa oil. Don't they? I thought that they do. Well, anyway, it's kind of my, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. It's kind of damn ridiculous, isn't it? That's just so stupid. All the G people, the Gov, the Gs, the G-men. Oh! Well, they're they need to get their agricultural studies together and study this thing in a much better manner, because it's not really them that, I don't think it's really the G's that says we can't do all this stuff. I think it's the other people. And who is that? The ones that are sitting on top of the Empire State Building, for crying out loud. The ones that have all the big G's. The G, the ones with the S's and the lines that go between, the people that, their name starts with R. Well, you know who that is, don't you? But, they want all the G's. And it ain't really, it's not really the G's at the GOVs, .com and all that kind of stuff. Give us a call, and we'll let you know if you can, transfer a cane. What's a cane? A cane is made out of hemp. A hemp cane. I was thinking you got three things to a hemp plant. Number one, you got the root, and you can take the root and you can have your pain killer meds off the root. You can take it and grind them all up in a little paste, and if you got a pain here or pain there, you can just take that paste and put it anywhere on your body. Pretty neat. And then you can take the cane part and make a cane if you get old. It's just a cane. And if you feel like tearing it up and making a rope out of it, go ahead, because you can't smoke it. Stupid. But you could sure beat somebody up with the damn thing, and a lot of people have been caned in their life. Okay. Then you got the top of the plant. The plant, let's not call it a plant. Let's just call it a living piece of work. Okay? And then they take the tops of it, and it says, well, you got your little buds on there, or maybe some flowering, and they're kind of pretty, and, they smell good and all this kind of stuff. If you want to smoke it, who cares? But you can't sell it to you can't sell little buds out there to people, because it's against the G law, for crying out loud. Okay, who cares about that? I think what we got to do is turn our turn around and look up your rear end. You'll see a hole there. You know what I mean? Bend over and see a hole. Some people can't. It's okay. I understand. I can bend over and see a hole in the system. Let's get it together, politicians. Let's not vote that for you. We put you in your little hole for us people that want to have hemp growing, not so we can have hemp clothes and not have to wear everything from the North Pole. Like whales. How about whale skin? The North Pole. Should be your address, you GOVs. Go to the North Pole and hang out, for crying out loud. You ever went to Alaska? Well, that's not even part of the United States. I bet they grow a lot of hemp there. Every day. They all get paid for it. From the state of Alaska. I bet they don't get paid for it in the state of Kansas. Middle America should be growing lots of hemp. That should be their thing. They don't need to have a lot of rain for that. They don't. But Middle America's been like bruised from the GOVs and the people that don't want them to do this. We're going to do it, whether you like it or not. We're going to overcome this. We're going to just overcome this. So do what you want, people. No, that don't mean I do, because I don't like the taste of the damn stuff myself. I know that there is an awful lot of you out there that like it. The health and the wealth of it, and then they have what they call the unauthorized hemp growing, because some of the Native Americans, no, wait a minute, excuse me, not Native Americans, I would not say, Native people to our society like to go out into the countryside and start a little hemp business. But they only like their plants to be or their hemp canes. I think they use the hemp canes myself, because they take them back to their country and they beat their people with them, which is a damn good idea. Maybe and that's how world wars start, caning people. So if we grow a lot of these canes, everybody can have a cane instead of a Uzi. Now let's talk about that. About people watching a movie. It would be better to be caned by somebody than it would be to be, Uzi'd. That's ridiculous. I've been there and back. Let me tell you, I've been there. Yeah, and I know all about that. And I think it's sort of, there's got to be a word for it. Redundant, ridiculous. Redundant means, what does that mean? Redund somebody. No, it's not redundant. That's not a good word to use, because I don't know what that means. But I should, but I don't, because I'm not that. I don't know. So let's do this, people. Let's all get together and talk to your friends and your neighbors and some of your GOVs-.coms and put in and tell them that you're not really in favor of this. And if everybody does that, then we can really have what they call a gross national product. That would be that, instead of a gross national product that would be Uzis. Okay? Now, so there it is. It's called either have an Uzi, to take care of yourself in case your neighbor gets mad at you, you can ooze them. Or in case you don't like the movie, you ooze the movie. How about it'd be simpler to all have, a guy to have a cane to come in, and then you could all have canes against each chair, and you could go whip on somebody with a cane. You know that the guy's cane crazy instead of Uzi crazy. So we got to change that system. Instead of, that's what we're going to do. It won't be any more Uzis being made. They'll be made out of canes and hemp. If the only thing you can shoot out of that is like little pieces of seeds, little sativa seeds, to hit your inside of your brain, and you end up with the zombie bit. That zombie stuff. Say takes a sativa oil and drink some of that, and it'll actually help you produce little seeds out of your body. But that's probably the best way to do it. So you eat and drink as many seeds as you can. Have a good time, and I'll see you later. And goodbye for today on Gary's Oral.